Today, we're doing more than just talking about courage. We're actually going to train for it. We're going to take fear, that thing that usually stops you in your tracks, and turn it into the fuel that makes you grow. So yeah, let's dive into this quick guide for a braver you.
So, let's start with this one. Really powerful question. And I mean it. Take a second and actually think about this. What would you do? What career would you go after? What conversation would you finally have? What kind of life would you build? Go ahead and hold that answer in your mind, because that's our destination.
All right, the first part of any great quest, right? You have to face the dragon. But here's the thing. You can't fight a dragon that you're pretending isn't even there. So, our first move is simple. Confrontation.
This really just says it all, doesn't it? Courage doesn't start with some big, brave action. Nope. It starts with the moment of honesty. Admitting what you're afraid of isn't a weakness. It's literally your first strategic move.
So, here's your first task. It's super simple. Grab a piece of paper or just open up a note on your phone and write down what you're afraid of. Is it public speaking? Asking for that raise? Having a tough conversation? Give that fear a name. The second you define it, you take it from being this huge, shapeless monster hiding in the dark, and you turn it into a specific, solvable problem. Okay, so you've named the dragon. Now you need some armor. And that armor, well, it's forged entirely in your mind. Let's talk about how to build that courageous mindset, piece by piece.
Look, when you're up against a challenge, your brain can pretty much go down one of two roads. The fear mindset, that's you bracing for impact, always picturing the worst-case scenario. But the courage mindset, that's about leaning in. It's not about pretending failure isn't possible. It's about completely reframing what failure even means.
And this right here, this is the most important piece of your armor. If you see failure as a dead end, you'll be too scared to even start the car. But what if you see it as feedback, like a GPS rerouting you? It's just valuable data telling you what to tweak for next time. When you see it that way, failure loses all its power. It just becomes part of the process.
So let's add a few more things to that mental toolkit. First, you need a why that is way bigger than your fear. Next, surround yourself with brave people. Seriously, their courage will rub off on you. And finally, prepare. Confidence comes from competence. The more skilled you become at something, the less you'll fear it. Skill is the ultimate antidote to fear.
All right, our armor is on. Our mindset is forged. It is time to get out of our heads and into the world. It's time to take those first steps into the battle.
Let's get one thing crystal clear. Nobody is just born courageous. It's a skill. And just like any other skill, it gets stronger the more you practice it. Think about it. You wouldn't walk into a gym and expect to bench press 300 pounds on your first day, right? Courage is exactly the same. It's all about those small, daily reps. So, how in the world do you do that first rep when you're totally frozen with fear? Well, the answer is a really simple but powerful trick, and it all kicks off with the number 5.
This is the famous 5-second rule. The second you feel that hesitation kick in, that little debate that starts in your head, you have to interrupt it. Just start counting backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And you have to physically move towards whatever it is you fear. This little countdown acts like a pattern interrupt for your brain, shutting down the overthinking and giving you just enough of a window to take action.
And hey, don't forget about the physical side of things. Pushing yourself through a tough workout or even taking a cold shower. Things like that actually train your nervous system to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. When your body learns it can handle a challenge, your mind starts to believe it too.
So building this courage muscle isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a daily practice. This whole thing isn't about a single heroic act. It's about living heroically through a bunch of small, consistent choices every single day.
So here is a super simple framework you can follow every day. We'll just break it into 3 parts. You've got your mindset set up in the morning, you've got your action during the day, and then you've got your reflection and growth in the evening.
And you know, the best part is just how doable this is. In the morning, you're just picking one little thing that makes you uncomfortable, and you visualize yourself succeeding. Midday, you actually do it, using that 5-second rule if you need to. Then in the evening, you just take a minute to reflect on it. This creates this incredible little loop: intention, action, reinforcement.
And just like at the gym, you have to increase the weight over time. So start small in week 1. Maybe it's just speaking up once in a meeting. Week 2, you up the ante. Maybe you volunteer for a small part of a presentation. By week 3, you're ready to tackle something a little bigger. You just scale the challenge as that courage muscle gets stronger.
And please do not skip this final step. It is absolutely critical. You have to reward the behavior you want to see more of. So, did you make that phone call you were dreading? Awesome. Acknowledge that win. Give yourself a little credit. This literally trains your brain to connect brave actions with a positive feeling, which makes the next one just a tiny bit easier. And so, here we are, right back at the beginning. But this time, you have a plan. Your training doesn't start tomorrow or next week. It starts right now. So look at that fear you wrote down. What is one small, tiny, totally manageable step you can take toward it? Today, your quest is waiting.
Rise up, rise high. Let your spirit take flight. Chase the stars, never back down from the fight. We're warriors inside.